Hello, love. Welcome to Transmission Tuesdays here on the Libran Key. These are transmission messages of a galactic, cosmic, or other realmly nature for the highest and greatest good of the ELSH collective, empaths, lightworkers, starseeds, and healers, awakened and awakening souls. Know that if this message has found you, and or if you have found it, depending on how you look at it or perceive it, that there is something here for you. That is always the intention that I put into these messages. Thank you, family, for being here. Sending you so much love wherever you are. And if you are just coming across this channel, this family, a very warm and loving welcome to you. This Transmission Tuesday's message is coming in on behalf of the Fae realm. The elementals wanting to come in to remind us of who we are and where we came from. Okay, I'm just going to look quickly at my notes. Essentially coming back to Momma Gaia. This is what they want to bring through for this message. And they also want to bring in an energy here of changeability, of being changeable, and going deeper to explore this in exploring the Fae realm. Okay, now they want to really emphasize here how the word changeable and changeability has for a very long time in a more masculine aligned kind of world or energy is something that is frowned upon. Like they're giving me that energy of something being frowned upon. And it's interesting because one of the things that has been coming up with regard to the Libra archetype video that has been percolating, that I will be posting this week, is this energy of changeability or oscillation, okay? And they're bringing that through in the midst of the sun now being in Libra and in Libra season, okay? This energy of oscillation, of changeability, of seesawing, of going back and forth, and I'm actually hearing, this is what they do. They love to bring in this sort of playful energy around that. They want to lighten it a bit. I'm hearing that Aaliyah song, back, forth and forth, you know, for those of you that were, you know, old enough in the 90s to remember that. This energy of changeability is very divinely feminine. And just like the fear of the dark, or this sort of negligence of the dark is how they're showing it to me, we have it's all connected to this negligence of the feminine, this negligence of the divine feminine, of this other aspect that has been sort of, I'm being shown and given the phrase pushed underground. And that is actually quite deliberate in its wording, in the sense that it's being pushed deeper into the psyche. If we look at underground, or the basement of a house for that matter, or the underworld for that matter, as this energy of the psyche and the unconscious and the subconscious all connected to that, this is all part of it. This is all part of it. So they're coming through quite simply to remind us of that. That's what this message is going to be simply about. I'm working with the energy here of Fuchsite, okay? Now, this has come through before. This energy of Fuchsite is very elemental. It's very Fae in its energy. It's very Momma Gaia, okay? I love that it has this sort of golden green sort of energy here, because it reminds me of sunlight kind of glittering through trees, or seeing it hitting just the green earth of Momma Gaia, the elements of the green, which are very, very connected to the Fae realm. And they really love this crystal. Whenever I do kind of messages where they come through, that energy of the Fuchsite is really, really powerful. I'm going to be asking through the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck here, this green and sort of gold energy. Again, and this is not consciously done, right? This mystical wisdom deck wanted to come up too. It's got a lot of green kind of in the casing here. And also going to be probably clarifying a little bit at the end with Pamela's mini deck here, Pamela's Genius. She herself, an energy. Oh, they want me to start with that actually. So she herself very much an energy connected to the Fae and the elementals, the creativity, the joy. All right, we're going to start with that. Also, I'm getting, if you work with green Angelite, a lot of green energy coming through for this, all connected here to Momma Gaia and the elements, the Fae, the Chariot coming through. Okay, what they're bringing through with this Chariot energy has very much to do with the kind of teenage years associated with this card and the energy of Cancer, astrologically speaking, okay? Cancer, and we're getting a 7. I had confirmations with the number 7 getting into this meditation about going deeper into this energy of changeability. Cancer is another sign, an archetype, that often gets described as being moody or changeable, okay? It's interesting because both Cancer and Libra are cardinal signs. So cardinal signs are often interpreted in astrology as being initiatory, as being take the ones that can begin things, that can initiate things very easily. Now, whether or not they have staying power, that's fixed energy, right? When that comes in. And to a certain degree, being mutable, just like with the mutable signs in astrology, also has something to do with that as well, in terms of being able to move or change along with the times, is what I'm hearing. This energy of changeability is, I'm hearing the words powerhouse and a powerhouse strength. That's what I'm hearing. The Chariot energy, interesting. They're actually showing me how this energy is very changeable, because it involves its association with Cancer having something to do that, but I'm also seeing by reflection of that the moon. And what's interesting is we've got kind of, there's this celestial energy in the Chariot. If you look very closely, you can see that the charioteer has these sort of crescent moons sitting on their shoulders there. And they're really directing me to this square here. This is interesting, right at the chest. Okay, so what's interesting is that that's a nod to the 4 elements, is how they're showing me, and the 4 corners, the 4 directions, the cardinal elements. And they're showing me a compass now, and the energy of a compass. A compass is always adjusting. There's this energy here of adjusting and being able to adjust. And this is something that is very much reflected in Mother Earth, in the energies of Momma Gaia. When we're too much in a masculine energy, when we are imbalanced in that way, it can be very difficult for us to accept being, I'm hearing the word adjustable. This just feels like it's a very specific message for some of us right now within the collective, in terms of being accepting of this. Oh, look at that. King of Cups at the bottom of the deck with the Ace of Wands popping out. Ooh. And it's landing in reverse as it popped out of my hand. So this is coming back to, they're showing me with this Ace of Wands, the element of fire. Now, fire is often perceived in astrology as being very elementally masculine, okay? But I'm also getting the energy here of changeability. You know what's interesting? In terms of the masculine, I'm even hearing, wow, okay. So they're even bringing in a broader collective message here with regard to the Fae picking up on this, the elementals picking up on this, on a shift in the masculine spectrum or scales of changeability. So there's a deeper meaning coming through here with regard to shifts in the masculine energy collectively coming more into alignment with its changeability nature. This, something else wants to peek through here. Yeah, the Hanged Man in reverse. Okay, this is coming after what they're showing me, a long period of shifts in perspective. Okay, and now they're actually directing me to the fact that, and this has come up before, even the masculine and the feminine exist each within their own spectrum. And they're showing me the work now of archetypes, the work of archetypes, Jungian archetypes, archetypes of the feminine, archetypes of the masculine, and they're specifically showing me the archetype of this King of Cups. So even within tarot and the keys of tarot, we have a reflection archetypically of these energies. This King of Cups is a feminine masculine or masculine feminine. Isn't that interesting? All sitting within the spectrum. What I'm hearing here is mastery over receptivity in this King of Cups. So some kind of divine knowledge, wisdom coming in and being open to receiving that, right? What's really interesting about the Chariot as well is this play on archetypes again, because the Chariot is a number 7. And when you look at this particular card, there's a lot going on in terms of integration of things on a spectrum, okay? I'm getting the energy of like the 1212 coming up now as a number of coding through that, going back to the Hanged Man energy in terms of the 3. 12 reducing to a 3 in this Hanged Man being in reversed. But what I'm getting with that is we're coming out of a period of reflection, which may have seemed like it was stagnation, but it wasn't. Just like the Chariot looks like it's pausing right before it's taking off again. Because the number 7, numerologically speaking, is a number very much connected to reflection and going deeper into the union or the spectrum with this Yoni Lingam energy here, right? This beautiful integration of the masculine and the feminine. Okay, they're actually directing me. Interesting. Dragonflies at the bottom of their deck, and they're saying to me that that's significant for some of us in this. I'm going to be popping cards now through the Mystical Wisdom deck because they're directing me to that too. Dragonfly energy is very much about light codes. One of the ways that, and Fae, and the Fae as well, the energies of the light codes that we are perceiving. This is a nod to some of the solar flares. This is a nod back to this Ace of Wands energy connected to the solar flares, connected to this upkick in solar flares and light codes hitting Momma Gaia. Peacock. And now I'm actually getting the energy here. Can you see that? Look at that beautiful light coming in, eh? Peacock. I'm getting a lot of the energy here of the 9 of Pentacles. True self is what I'm getting with that. Raise your standards. Interesting. What they're telling me with that is recently a confirmation to this. If you've been going through this, look at that. Competition at the bottom of the deck. Summon courage and self-confidence. Okay. All right. I'm now being reminded with that of a quote and a piece of beautiful knowledge attributed to Carl Jung. We are talking about archetypes here, so it is coming up. With regard to, I'm gonna try and remember it. And I believe it's from, why do I think it's from Liber Novus? It could be from the Red Book. Where he says, do not compare, do not measure. All other ways deceive and tempt you, right? Essentially, what they're showing me is you not being for everyone, and that there's a toxicity in the energy of comparison or competition. But they're also showing me the transmutation of this, in the sense of that comes up in order for us to align even more truly and deeply and authentically to our own way, to our own truth, to our own path. I'm hearing yours is the only way. And this is not about feeling defeated. Ooh. I'm being directed back to this peacock energy and raise your standards. Understanding that your way is like this peacock energy. Those are your standards. And it's funny because they're saying to me that that might be triggering for some people, like the energy of standards might be triggering because maybe we're actually trying to live up to. But again, look at it on a spectrum. Look at it on a spectrum. Perceive it on a spectrum. So there are these standards that we believe, or that we are indoctrinated to believe, that we need to live up to. And sometimes those standards are actually, when you look at the system, it can be the system being very broken, right? This is the analogy that they're giving me right now. When we're looking at a broken system, why are we trying to live up to the standards of a system that's already broken? And replace system for anything. This could be a line of thinking, a way of programming, limiting beliefs, essentially. It can be this. And then we have our own standards. I'm going to read from the book for that. Also, the peacock energy, the peacock animal spirit. That could be a confirmation from some of you as well, for some of you as well. So take whatever resonates here. Okay, I'm going to read from the book, and then I'm going to pop from the Angel and Ancestors Oracle. The peacock is possibly one of the most exquisitely beautiful creatures of the world's animal kingdom. Yeah, it's seeing yourself as this peacock energy is what they're bringing through. It is also believed to be the most virtuous and embodies the admired characteristics of integrity and loyalty. What I'm hearing here is integrity and loyalty to self. And this is your highest self. Your divine integrity is what I'm hearing with that. Loyalty to your divinity. Loyalty to the guidance of your heart and soul is what I'm hearing with that. Like the peacock, you embody qualities important for friendship and family unity. So there's that also aligning to, I'm hearing soul matrix, okay, with that as well. You are encouraging, selfless, and enrich the lives of everyone you meet. The peacock is also very protective of its young and will provide for and protect them under any circumstance. What they're showing me here is the protection of your own inner child. With that coming out, this card can also be seen as an indicator to better yourself and to raise your standards to be more like the peacock in its highest and most evolved sense. Okay. I love and care for everyone I know. That's the mantra for this. Including myself is what I'm hearing. Including myself, including yourself. Okay? Yeah. A lot of green energy, a lot of healing energy, a lot of heart energy. And this could also be connected to the green fairy as well, if that's something that resonates with you. I'm also getting green dragon energy. And just as I said that, the Shaolin Master popped out. Be graceful in movement and action. A lot of dragon energy in this particular one. And look, a praying mantis, which is also a confirmation for some of us as well. We've got Heart Guardian at the bottom of the deck. This always reminds me of Mary Magdalene whenever I say this, the lineage of the rose. Also may be synchronistic for some of you. Love and let yourself be loved. I'm hearing follow your heart. This is a guardian energy. So there's protective energy around that, and even protective energy within the Fae and Dragon realms coming through for each and every one of us. Now, what's really popping out with the Shaolin Master is grace. Grace in movement and action. And what the Fae are bringing through specifically with this energy is this beautiful dance or merging of the masculine and the feminine. And this is coming back to the energy of Mars that's come through before. This came through in the generator video, talking about the generator video, where I had brought up about Mars being the dancer and the lover, okay? The energy of Mars, or Aries specifically, being this energy of dancing, essentially with the feminine, a masculine energy that dances with the feminine, okay? This energy right here. This integration, because the charioteer is also like a dancer is how they're showing me, in the sense that it moves, it's got to move with the physical around the chariot, directing. I'm getting a lot of inspired action energy for that as well. And the other thing that bringing through again is the energy of Cancer, again with this, looking like that merging of the masculine and the feminine. Okay, like jokingly people will be like, it looks like 69, okay? But basically what I see with this, okay, is we've got the 6 and the 9 working in tandem, and they're pointing me to 369 with this Hanged Man coming out as well, and the 1212 number that's coming through. So 369 being very significant here. You're seeing the energies of the triangle, the Merkaba, right? This hexagram energy all coming together in this beautiful union, And this is all connected to coming back to Momma Gaia. So what's interesting is they're actually giving me some really practical things that we could be doing right now to do this, and that's by being out in nature. That's it. Being with the elementals. I'm going to read from the Shaolin Master here. Slow and steady, breathe and flow. Take a gentler approach, okay? Very, very feminine in that energy. The Shaolin Master calls forth the ninja within. Shaolin medicine is about learning to adapt to a situation and to tap into the energy running through your body and persevere it in order and preserve, Something here, though, about perseverance wants to come through with that big time. I'm actually getting a nod to the energies moving forward collectively and how this is going to be really important for that. This slow, steady approach is going to be very important for us to persevere. But I'll get back to what it says here. Shaolin medicine is about learning to adapt to a situation and to tap into the energy running through your body and preserve it in order to release it at the right moment. It also teaches subtlety, because when you are too forceful, you use too much energy, and that may not be supportive of what you are working on. The Shaolin Master, like a monk, has respect for all things, and I'm actually getting a beautiful analogy here too. If anyone studies this or practices this, please leave a message down below, because it feels very elemental. I'm not familiar with it. I did take martial arts when I was younger. I did take karate for a number of years, and I just remember the flow of energy, working with energy. It's almost like you work with that chi energy. You're working with it when you're moving through the movements, especially when you're doing katas and those kind of combination of movements, right? Because they're like a dance. He is disciplined and guided by his art and will never use it to impress the foolish or to appear stronger. Yeah, there's so much devotion in this than someone who is threatening him. You too are being invited to remain graceful in your movement, choices, and actions. You are being guided to flow like water, blow like air, and connect with your purest intentions. Don't feel you need to rush ahead. Okay, and the question here is, can you slow down? Flow like water, you know, blow like air. This nod to working with the elements also coming through here, which is very connected to the Fae. I'm going to leave it at that. Bringing the energies of these Fuchsite to close out this reading elementally. I'm also getting the need for us to really work on our grounding as well. But grounding in the flowing sense is how they're showing it to me. Nothing rigid here. Nothing rigid, but flowing. Okay? I'm going to end it there. Thank you to the Fae, to the elementals for coming through for this reading. I thank you for being here, spending your time, sharing your time and energy with us in this space. And I'm sending you so much love wherever you are, in love and liberation always.